YouTube, Turbo Tristan here. In today's video, we're going to do something that some of you guys have been asking for a little while, is more CU2 content. Today we are in my Mrs. CU2 Accord Euro Luxury nav spec. So this is a 2012, one of the last of them, and this is her daily. I've done quite a few small mods to this car to make it just a little bit nicer to drive for her. She does have a bit of a heavy right foot, so we've tried to give her some of the power and performance and handling without making the car loud, obnoxious, or stand out too much. So in today's video, we're going to talk about some of the things we've done to this car. I'm going to point those out, and we're also going to do a review of the flash tune that we did through FAH Performance, aka Chongdata. Most people know him in the Accord scene and the Honda scene here in Australia. He's making a very big name for himself, tuning all kinds of Hondas. And he's very, very well known for the Accords. This one's no different. We're going to do a full review on this car in just a moment. Let's start with the walk around of the car. This is a 2012 CU2 Lux Nav. You can see here that I've actually lowered it using some TN Luxury Master coils. They just go into the factory shocks, but I've actually replaced these with some KYB SR Sports Rider shocks, and they handle fantastically. In the back of the car, you can see that it's quite low as well. Now, both front and rear has been lowered 30 millimeters or 1.5 inches if you're in the old scale. Over to the body mods. In the back, we've actually got some Russian MV tuning, rear roof spoiler and rear boot lip spoiler, and these two items fitted absolutely perfect. By far, this is the best fitment of any body kit materials I've ever had the experience with working with in my life. Over to the engine bay. Not a lot going on here that you can see, but it's actually fairly well modified. It has a K&N panel filter in the standard box, which was a great mod. A little bit of induction noise, not too overbearing, and it provides a great pickup and throttle response mod, so anyone can do that. The other thing we've done to this car is a PLM downpipe. We've deleted the first cat and the second cat and added a single high flow cat. There are previous videos about this, and having the extra exhaust flow actually made the factory exhaust buzz and carry on a bit. My missus absolutely hated it, and to be honest, so did I. So we went and put a vibrant resonator in the center, which brought it back down to the factory decibel reading. Alrighty, so here we are back in the car. We're going to do a little bit of a drive in this car. This is an automatic. It has the paddle shifts, has sports mode, so we're going to try those out. The tune does work everywhere, all over the rev range, in all modes, but it actually gives you the best performance in sport mode. So what this tune actually does, this is just the basic stage 1 tune. I've listed my mods off, and Chongy has a map to suit that, which gives us a different VTEC engagement. So it brings the VTEC down a lot lower, so you get more power earlier on, so more mid-range. It also moves the rev limiter slightly, not too much, not going to affect your oil pump gears or any of that sort of stuff, but move it slightly. And if your car's a manual, you get launch control as well, which is an awesome feature. And you can pay a little bit extra if you want to and get some pops and bangs and crackle tune. As many of you know, we have our CL9 Racecar tuned on a stage 2 Chongdata tune as well. It has launch control, and this is what it sounds like. If you have a manual car, you get the launch control, which is an awesome feature. Because ours is a race car, we haven't actually tested it out yet. We're currently just cruising around. We've got the car in sports mode, which means we can use the manual gears on the steering wheel if we want to. First thing that you'll notice, whether you put the car in sport or drive, is you get extra throttle response. Now this is a drive-by-wire throttle body on this car, and unlike the CL9, it doesn't have a cable that then drives the drive-by-wire. So this is all controlled just through the pedal, and it gives you a much more responsive pedal. So the first thing my girlfriend said is when she jumped in the car, it automatically wanted to pick up and drive a lot nicer and smoother immediately. And I noticed that as well. And you can definitely feel there's a lot more pickup and oomph now in the driveline. And you don't get that doughy, boring, dull feel of driving an automatic. If you have an auto CL9 or CU2, you can definitely get this tune done to your car. He has a map for every stage. You just tell him what mods you have, whether you have a downpipe or whether you have a throttle body upgrade, a plenum upgrade, headers upgrade, exhaust upgrade, whatever you've got, he's got a map specifically done for these. He's tuned hundreds, and I mean hundreds of these cars, and he has a map to suit every single combination of mods. Now we're just going to try a 0 to 100 real quick. We're in first manual mode on 3, 2, 1, boom. A little bit of wheel spin. Second, 80 to 100. Pretty quick, considering we only use 2 gears. So top of second, we're at 100. In the auto, it's a 5-speed auto in this car. And I've got to say, I'm pretty impressed with that. I haven't actually tested this before. I wish I had the draggy so I could get some times, but we'll try and count it back in the video if we can. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, but I'll figure that out. With our CL9, we actually moved the VTEC down. We've got a stage 2, which means we've got the 4 into 2 into 1 headers. We've got a full 3-inch exhaust. We've got an intake. We've got a larger throttle body. We've got a different plenum in the car, and we've actually picked up heaps of power. We're almost at 150 kilowatts at the wheels, which is pretty awesome considering it's just our budget car and it's really just a flash tune. All in all, I'm really happy with the Chongdata tune, and I definitely recommend that to everyone. This is not just a plug-in flash tune that someone else has done or selling someone else's tune, or a generic basic, you know, just move VTEC and that's it. These are actual dyno tested, dyno tuned, dyno run files saved from cars with these mods, fine tuned. There's also several upgrades available. If you got your car tuned a few years ago by Chongy, he can actually update it and give you another flash for even more power again. So the software he uses, there are software upgrades that come out every now and then and allows him to do different things with the tune. So I highly recommend, if you do have one of his tunes already, maybe reach out, ask him what version you have and if there's any updates available, and he'll be able to look those up and hook you up next time he's in town. He flies around to every capital city in Australia once every month or two and books in tunes, and yeah, pretty soon I'm sure every Accord in Australia is going to be tuned by Chongy, provided you don't need a custom tune. If you've got something like a supercharger or bigger injectors, or you want to run E85, or you want to run a turbo setup in your Accord, you can definitely do all that, but you would need to be at his dyno and get a custom one-off tune just for your car. But if you have any of those mods, you'd have to be at a dyno or at Chongy's dyno at FAH Performance, and he can get that sorted for you on his own dyno and give you a custom tune. But this video is just for all the people asking. I have had this car tuned for a few months, and actually just last weekend Chongy was in town and he's done an update again, and I can already notice the difference, and my missus can definitely notice the difference. There's way more throttle response than the first iteration of the tune on this one, and it definitely drives much better. So I hope you like this video. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to spool up, bring the boost, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.